Hey, what's up, world? It's me, your girl, Angela. Welcome to the BTrue2U Talk Show. You know what we do. Go ahead and like it. Make sure you share it. Invite your mama, your sister, your auntie, your cousin, your brother, and don't forget your daddy, honey, because we are here. And before we move on any further, let me invite my friend to come to the stage, my sister in Christ, Miss Amy Dunlap. Put your hands together. Woo! Hey, Amy.
Hello.
Okay, first of all, just breathe.
Yes, ma'am.
Just breathe, okay? We're just having a conversation, okay?
Mhm.
And so, first, I want to tell you thank you for being a part of the BTrue2U platform, for coming and share your story. And you might be like, I don't even know what to talk about. So I wanted you to come on because, Amy, uh, you have overcome a struggle that I see a lot of people hiding, right? I see a lot of people going through things, and sometimes we have mental battles and that we don't want to share with people. But I see you as a new person. You have come to life. Before we move forward, introduce yourself to the people and tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I am Amy Dunlap, the second oldest of four siblings. I'm a mother of two, entrepreneur, a sister, a daughter, a friend, and again, a woman overcoming a lot in life that life has thrown at her.
But you're still here.
Yep, I'm still here.
And you say you're an entrepreneur. What is your business?
I'd like to do crafts, and so I'm working on glassware right now, customizing glassware.
And how do people purchase them or get in contact with you about for those?
Okay, at this moment, honestly, you can't because it's in the full beginning stages of creation.
Okay.
So right now, you cannot reach me because I am
Building.
the business.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. And to be honest, I would like to come back here to when I am ready to bring it forth to the people
Okay,
here.
okay then. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay, we be charging coins to advertise over here, but nevertheless, we'll see.
No problem.
Okay, and so Amy, I talked on the openings for you overcoming struggles. I don't know how much you really to share or want to share, but can you tell me a little bit about your battle with your holding on to your sanity?
Well, honestly, I'm an overcomer of domestic violence.
Ah, okay.
And domestic violence, it takes you into a lot of places that you don't necessarily think that you would end up. I've been in a lot of dark places, overcoming major depression with psychosis, and just doing my best to just be here.
Okay. And so when you talk about domestic violence, is that something that you experienced recently, or that's something you experienced at a younger age?
To be honest, in going through different types of therapy sessions, I've learned, not even knowing, that I've been verbally abused throughout life.
Oh, okay.
Just in life, period. You know how you start life out in home, not necessarily knowing that those are what is being said is abuse, because you're, of course, developing into life, so you're taking the adults' words to be what is so. So, but at the same time, not knowing that it's a form of abuse at the same time. It is 7 years that I have overcome. This
Okay.
July will be 7 years
Congratulations.
that I have overcome my last situation, because I have been in two situations of that way. Just not knowing.
And so not only did you experience domestic violence, you've been a victim of verbal abuse as well. And so you're showing up in this world knowing that you have overcome domestic violence as well as verbal abuse. How do those things manifest itself today in your life? As far as what's causing, how do you show up with those things being a part of your story?
I have to let go. That scripture that tells us to seriously let go and let God. Like, Amy had to really step back. Amy really had to really step out of self and look at self to really get an understanding as to what was going on with self,
Mhm.
to get a full understanding of what was going on or is going on with self.
Mhm.
And all I can do is just take it one day at a time.
I love the idea that you know that it's God that's keeping you. I may be adding that she may not have expressed that to you guys, but because she goes to my church, I know that she trusts God to bring her through some things. But when I hear you talk about domestic violence and verbal abuse, sometimes that alters your character and it causes you to show up in a different way in life. And so when I ask how do that affect you now, what are some of the struggles that you see that you have to fight because of those things you endured? Hold on, Kima Saba. Hold on. Let me get you some. Let me get a paper towel. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Take a deep breath.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. And so, let's just say it. I know at one point you showed up in anger. So how now you're calming Amy down and you don't let anger show up first.
I've had to learn that it's not about me, that I have to put God first. It's like, okay, God, right now this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. I don't want to be in a dark space. And I don't want to, what's the right word? Sometimes I feel like I'm disappointing God in my actions. So I've learned to, okay, I don't want to disappoint you. I don't want to disappoint my loved ones. Help me, God, help me. Because I've learned that what people don't really matter. They matter, but they don't matter. Let me correct that. They matter, but they don't matter. And if the people are not trying to better you, it's like, so again, I check self first.
So I'm hearing that you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
You talk yourself off the ledge. You've learned to use talking to yourself as a tool.
Yes.
Okay, to overcome anger.
Because while yes, our circle matters, our friends, our loved ones, our family, and things like that matter. But I've learned that I matter as well.
Exactly.
Because I'll be 42 this year.
Okay.
I'll be 42 this year, and for the 40, I'm gonna say for at least 37 of my years, I've felt that I didn't matter.
Ever since you was 5.
Yeah.
Ever since you was 5.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I felt that I didn't matter.
What does that look like? What does that feel like that you don't matter? How do a person experience or verbalize I don't matter?
I don't necessarily think I can say that I verbalized that. Like, nobody has ever told me that I don't matter. Nobody has ever said, oh, you know, I don't want you here. Like, no, nobody has ever done that or said those things to me. It's your actions. It's your delivery of how you're coming at me. It's your, yeah, just that. It's your deliverance. It's your way of trying to teach me something. Is it really teaching me something that's for my good? Because if I feel like it's not beneficial for everyone that's around me, or especially for myself, it's like, what you got going on? And I don't like to be in that, you know.
Okay, so just, I don't know. I didn't know you when you was growing up. But I hear you saying that you were never told that you didn't matter. You wasn't never told that you wasn't wanted. Is it perception that, people didn't want you? Was it your own self telling you that? Or was it the action so strong that you know? Because sometimes you could know. So was there action or
I feel like
tone?
there's a combination of all. That's why I say it's kind of hard for me. Because like I said, I'm the second oldest of 4. However, I was always the one that had to stay back and assist in the household, while the others were able to go and experience whatever it is that they wanted out of life.
So were you the more mature one, more you
I
the
believe
more
I am.
responsible one?
Yeah,
So
that's what it is.
like my sister Mary, Pastor Mary, that was on the show last week. She was the oldest daughter, though she wasn't the oldest child. She was the oldest daughter, so a lot of responsibility fell on her, and this was because the way she carried herself. I'm saying my mom probably felt like she can handle some things. So do you believe that it felt like you can handle it?
Yeah,
Or-
I believe that.
Okay.
Just because, yeah, I may have been the more mature one.
Okay.
I can say that I do ask a lot of questions because I do want to know so that I can be a better person. Maybe that was something that because I am the why child. I was a why child. Why is this? But why is that way? But why the sky supposed to be this color but it's turning this color? Like I always was one of those that need to know because I see something but it's like I see it, I kind of understand it, but I need a little bit more to help me fully understand what it is that I'm seeing, and you know what I'm saying, and I don't believe that I've fully received that.
So do you still feel like you don't matter, or do you still feel like you're not wanted? And when I say that, I'm not talking about it in a particular setting. I'm just saying in general in life. Do you see value in yourself?
I value me. I value myself. I've learned to not even care if you do value me. I've learned to not care what you think of me, and that's brought me to a better place where I am calm. I am comfortable with myself.
How did you get there? So someone who's watching, and they may feel like they're not wanted. They may feel like they have no worth, or they have even been through some of the struggles you've been through. How do you help them get to where you are now? And not saying that everything about us is perfect, but how do you get to the place where you're able to cope now?
Like I just said in the beginning, you seriously have to evaluate self and really step out of self, let go of self, and truly be willing to allow God to use you, to be willing to accept what God has for you. You can't keep saying that you won't, and you believe in God, but at the same time your actions are just really not in line with that. It's really, you have to change your mindset. Like really, really let go of all that is not good for you, that all that is bringing you down, all whether it be people, your surrounding. You really have to change your atmosphere. You really have to change every negative thing about you. If it's basically ungodly, change it, because you won't see it, you won't receive it if you're not willing to receive it and see it. So you just really have to just let go and let God do what he needs to do with you.
And so the key is God.
That's it.
You wouldn't have been able to get through or on the other side without God.
Without him, like I said, I've been in a dark place to where I've seriously tried to take self out. Like I really was in a depressed place where I did not want to be. Like I just didn't want to deal.
So you battle with unaliving yourself.
Yeah. At a certain point in my life, I used to go that route, but now I've learned
To love
like God is everything. God is life. And in order for me to really experience it, I had to let go of self in order to live life that I want to live. Even just being here on earth to just see stuff. I've recently learned myself to accept it's okay to be at lunch by yourself. You don't need people to be at lunch with you.
You learned that.
And that's I'm honestly thanks to you. I do follow you. And it is helping me to just build self. I love that you're honest with it and very truthful with yourself in making it okay. Like really, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay that everybody don't like you. It's okay that you are not for everybody. And I've really learned to be okay with that. Like it's just okay.
That's right, sis.
It's just okay.
It is okay. It's no rhyme or reason to it, but you have to learn to accept yourself and love yourself. And so when you get to that point where you are okay, that you realize that you're not for everybody's table, you're not for every circle. And sometimes that can be family.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the hardest time, when it's family.
Yeah.
Because it's the ones that you love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so here's the thing now, Amy. How do you show up making sure that you don't make anyone feel the pain that was caused on you? Making sure you don't make anyone feel like they're not unwanted. Making sure that you don't make anyone feel like they don't have value.
Well, that's just my nature, period. Like, I've always been that person. I don't even have to know you. I can be walking by and just hear something. Whatever it is that the Lord needs for me to hear. And even as a child, I didn't understand. I really didn't understand what that is. But that's always been me, to just assist where assistance is needed. I don't even have to be asked a lot of times. Like, I really don't. People don't, like, just, who is this? All you'll see is I'll come by and just whatever and keep it moving like I'm supposed to.
Because you're a giver.
I'm a giver.
And you hear the voice of God. Now you know
Now
that
I
it's
know
not
that
something.
it's not something that is the voice of God. Like, really, no, this person needs this in that moment. That's where I'm supposed. That's my purpose. I'm a helper.
Where do you see yourself 2 years from now?
My business flourishing, and continuing to grow, continuing to build friendships and relationships that are strong, healthy relationships. Staying out of negativity, as I've been doing for the past 7 years, and just continuing to grow.
At one point, it was hard for you to make friends.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I'm not a follower. Like, I everything that's probably trend. I don't even know what's trending. I'm not on social media, but I will be on soon. I've never been one that's like, I gotta keep up with the Joneses got this, I got that. That's just never been me.
Well, do you think that you was having struggles with building friendship because you always felt like you didn't have value or wanted, so you shied away from friends?
I can't say, because I would try. I would extend myself. Like, you're in school and we have to have projects, or not even projects. You got a little recess or whatever the case may be, and you just try to extend yourself. And for society that we face on a daily basis, as a people, is sometimes hard. And just that alone, it's kind of irritating that just that alone is a problem to make friends.
What do you mean?
Just being me, just being a woman, a woman of color, just being color, seriously, like, a lot of friendships, it comes with a purpose. Like, it's not necessarily a true friendship. It's what can you do for me, or you do this and not. It's something it's not genuine, and so that's what I look. I know that I'm a genuine person, and I come boldly, like, seriously, from my heart in everything that I do. So for me to see that I'm being used or abused in a certain way, that's hard for me to say that you're my friend, and knowing that it's else, So,
can I ask you a question? What's causing the tears at this moment?
That I'm being hurt.
Really?
Yeah. That somebody's actually listening. Taking the time out to talk to me, to understand me and where I'm coming from, or where I've come from. Like, genuinely having a conversation. I haven't had a genuine conversation in a long time, because it's hard to come by. People don't know how to have conversations if it's not on the internet or something. Just being here, being heard, is a lot. And it's not sad tears. It's like I'm actually rejoicing right now.
Okay, hold that rejoicing right there. Hold that, tap them tears. Y'all know we got to pay them bills. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we are back. Okay, so we left off with you saying you have tears of joy, and I'm glad it's tears of joy, and I'm glad you know that I value you and that I am listening to you. I see you, and I want to say I see you because a lot of time we feel like people don't see us, and I've been there in life where I felt like people did not see me for me. I feel like they looked at me through my sisters or people, family member, but they never saw me for me or get to know me. And so I wanted to know, let you know, I see you. And before we move forward, I want to go back when we talked about you experiencing domestic violence, and you said you've been free for 7 years. What did domestic violence look like to you?
Domestic. That was just a look of disappointment, um, look of hurt, um, just a lot of not loving self, a lot that looks like blaming self for you don't even know, but you just feel like you can make it better, so you blame yourself for the situation. Um, you go into a dark place to where you just feel like you're not coming out. You just feel like you are not worthy of just being. And so you accept all of that is coming, whether it be the physical abuse, whether it is the verbal abuse, whether it is the emotional abuse, whether it is controlling, and I've experienced all of it. Um, I've experienced all of it, all forms of abuse. I've experienced this, I can say, and yeah. And then when you step out into the world, you just feel like, for number one, all men are the same, that they all are coming at you the same way. It's always going to be that way. This person is, it's just, it makes you a one-track minded person to where you can't see greater, or that you can't see anything good. All you see is just.
So you've been free for 7 years, but how, may I ask, and if I'm asking too much, please forgive me, how long were you in that relationship where you suffered domestic violence?
I'm gonna be honest. I have two sons, and both were um, domestic related. The first one, I believe, my son was about 5, so I would say about 5 years with the first relationship, and then the second was literally 10 years,
Wow.
or a little over 10 years.
So there is hope, right? So there's hope. So how did you break free?
I actually paid attention and listened to that voice that I was ignoring, which was God. I lit loud, like loud as he could, just really catch my attention. And I was by myself. I was out needing some public assistance for my lights or whatever the case may be. And I was just tired of just the situation. I was tired of not being able to have the support that I needed within the relationship that I was in. I was tired of being in the relationship by myself. I was tired of being the problem when I know I wasn't the problem. And when I heard him, he said, enough. Like, that's all I heard was enough.
Did you try to share that you was being abused, or did you keep it to yourself?
A little. It's like a little bit. Those that I did reach out to in those moments, it was not a super supportive. If it was like they were helping, doing something just to say that they did something in the moment that I was there, needing assistance.
You don't feel like you had real support.
No, I did not. I did not. They may have felt like that was the support
They could give,
that
right?
they could give, and okay, if that's what it was, I just had to accept it at that moment. But in the moment, I just felt like I wasn't being supported.
Yeah, and it's sad because we don't know what people are capable of giving. We look at things and we feel like people should do what we think we would do, but we have to realize that everybody process things different.
Yeah.
And so in that, how do you know? How do you release any form of anger or any form of resentment, or making sure that you don't move forward in those relationships with any form of hatred?
For me, I had to repent because I had got to the point where I was one of those that was mad at God. Like, okay, I know I'm good. I know I don't rob nobody. I don't be hitting nobody. I don't do this to nobody's kids. I don't, I don't rob nobody. I don't kill. I don't, I don't do none of that. I know I help everybody as much as I can. I had got to the point where, yeah, I like don't come to me talking about the Lord. Like, I had got there.
Talk to you about
like,
the Lord, huh?
like I had got to that point where like you came to me and said, Jesus, God said I would cut you off and wouldn't even let you know, because if that was true, I felt like I wouldn't be where I'm at, because I grew up in the church. I know I love the Lord. I know the Lord's name, but again, in coming out of my situation, I've learned that I didn't even know God at all. What I thought was what I thought. It wasn't even close to the Lord, to God at all, period. So I had to repent. Forgive me, because I did not know. I really did not know. And again, I was willing to, like, God, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do right now? You tell me what to do, because I done took the advice of every man, woman, and child or whatever to try to make things work, and it's not working. So now you've already chosen me, God. You never left me. It was me. Now it's my choice, and I choose you to like help me. Help me.
I love that. I hear that you have examined yourself, right? That I don't know per se, but right now I don't hear you pointing fingers. And that's when you know you're healing, right? And you want to be whole, because you're owning up to the good, bad, and the ugly, as we said, be true to you. You're also taking you taking responsibility, and you're trying to make sure that you do the work. And so, with that being said, if someone is in domestic violence or being violated in any way, look in the camera, and what would you tell them?
It's okay. You are loved. You are loved. Don't believe what he or she, they are telling you. You are loved. If not in them, Jesus loves you. God loves you. I love you. I've been there. I love you. And that's just sometimes all that we need to know, is that somebody is out there and that we care. Yeah, I'm listening. I love you. Like, really step out of yourself. Like, really let go of yourself and allow God to like bring you into so much greater. It is so much greater than you think. It is so much greater than what you're going through right now. Like, God, Jesus, that is something about that name. It is. And just hold on to it. Keep faith. Keep your faith. And just keep going.
What about someone who's been abused? What would you tell them about getting out? What would you tell them? Who's been physically abused and they feel like this is all they have to look up to?
You're being abused right now. No, you don't deserve it. No, you don't. You don't deserve it. You deserve greater. You are greater. That's all I have. You don't deserve it. You might think you deserve it. No, you don't deserve it. Remember your greater self before you got with that person. Remember what you wanted to be before you got with that person. Seek that greater person that is within you. You don't deserve it. You really don't deserve it.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me and taking me out of my shy space.
Yeah. I see greater for you as you continue to work on yourself. I know that you will walk into complete healing. It's going to take work, and it's going to take you constantly staying to the place where you are now, that you want to examine yourself and that you're not letting anger overtake you or pointing fingers at anyone else. And so that's very important, not to point your fingers, to make sure you stand strong in knowing who God is in your life. The key thing that I hear that brought Amy out is she had a relationship with God. So I'm going to tell you, if you don't know him, get to know him. Trust him. Believe that he's a God that can turn any situation around, and he can bring you completely out of a situation that you thought that hell was trying to keep you in. So that's all, y'all. Fight for yourself. If you know someone that's experiencing domestic violence or going through that, get in touch with someone. We're going to drop the number on the screen so you can call, so you can get some help with domestic violence. You do not have to stay there. And yes, you deserve better. You are greater. God has not called you to be anyone punching bag. I know it's fearful. I know you're scared. I know you feel like you don't have anywhere to return or to go to, but it's not so. That is a lie from the pit of hell. So with that being said, trust God, get to know him, and call that number if you need help. And if you're in any situation, call that number. Y'all, thank you for listening. Thank you, Amy, again for being a part of the show. I'm not going to ask you to tell the people how to connect with you because you ain't on social media, so I ain't going to say that, but you will be.
Yes.
And so I'm going to say stay tuned. I will share when she do join social media. Y'all, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing, thank you for being with us every Monday at 7 p.m. This is your girl, Angela, the Be True to Talk Show, and everything you do, always be true to you. I love you and I mean it. Bye.